weird video to cover right now, and it's from Tectone, which, you know, bastion of credibility, that man. But let's go and see what he's got to say, because he's got a video called Fuck Twitch. And before we get into that video, I want to go ahead and showcase a couple pieces of fan art. So let's go ahead and pop those right up onto the screen here. This is from Marky7. Said, first time making fan art of Suris. Hope you like it. And it is both my hooded normal avatar and, of course, the pink slime avatar with the hood down. Holy fuck. I love both of these. I think they are wonderful. I love this. Thank you, Marky7. I appreciate it greatly. I am scared of what comes later in the fan art section because I have seen. But thank you very much. This means the world to me, and this shit looks great. I wish I had money to commission you, but I don't have money right now. That said, thank you for your fan art submissions. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. So let's go ahead and take a look at this video.
Hey guys. Hopefully I can get to this video without being too angry. It's midnight where I'm at.
Yeah.
TwitchCon just started about 3 hours ago. I have been warning absolutely everyone not to go. Every single person. I told all of my friends. I told all of my viewers. I told everybody to please not go to TwitchCon.
Why?
I even, one great conversation that came to mind is a very at-length discussion I had with a good friend of mine, Makari, and I explained to him my concern for him going to TwitchCon, and thankfully he listened, as well as many of my viewers, if not all of my viewers, are not attending TwitchCon right now, and a lot of my streamer friends are not going as well, of which I will not name, because if you're friends with me, people don't like you, which is fun.
Have you ever considered that maybe the reason people don't like you is because of the things you do and the things you say? Jassa says, who dis? Oh, you don't know who this is? This is Tectone. And if you want just a little bit of information on Tectone, hey, here's Tectone saying he had a surreal conversation with another streamer this morning that was really eye-opening. If you've only seen the tweets and clips that circulate online about me, you're 100% justified in thinking I'm a monster. Kind of funny. And then Nyara saying, I only read your ex's doc on you. That was enough to think you're a monster. And then Tectone says, don't make me call my dad. Well, what possibly could he mean by that? Well, here is the legal document on Tectone's father that says that the appellant raped and sexually assaulted his biological daughter on several occasions across 3 different locations when she was between the ages of 7 and 12. So when Nyara responds, you want him to rape me too? That's not just joking. When Tectone says, don't make me call my dad, his dad, the convicted rapist, is what he's talking about. This shit's wild. This shit's wild. Are you using your nationally known rapist dad as a threat? I don't have enough experience for this one. Let me call in my expert rapist. Remembering that you live in a physical world, just like the people you are jokingly threatening, and you're not made of metal. Yeah. So if you want an example of who Tectone is, there you go. Anyway.
If you haven't seen by now, the reason why I'm very angry is because a very good friend of mine did a podcast with her, was a part of OTK with her, someone who I respect very much, someone who has been very kind to me my entire time since I've known them. A streamer by the name of Emiru got sexually assaulted at TwitchCon by a deranged fan on camera in front of a crowd.
Yeah, and that shit was horrible. Emiru was sexually assaulted on the first day of TwitchCon. Shit was horrible. Shit was horrible. But here's the thing. You don't have, like, the preemptive sight, the clairvoyance, to say that something like that was going to happen. So while Twitch is a piece of shit company owned by Bezos' Amazon that does not do enough to provide for or take care of the people who make their platform function, when you're telling everybody not to go to TwitchCon and not giving a reason, that feels interesting.
With security guards there, and no one prevented it. Nobody. Twitch, Dan Clancy, wants to talk about increased security measures. They want to talk about how this TwitchCon will be different. And the worst thing is, people look at me and they say I'm crazy, that I'm delusional.
You are those things. I've seen the things you say to people on the internet. You are, in fact, those things. But anyway.
And I'm imagining things, and time after time I get proven right.
Wait, so you knew that Emiru was going to be assaulted at TwitchCon? You knew that? Because that's what you have to be saying here. Because if you're just saying, like, I had a vague idea that something bad was going to happen, that's bullshit. That's what, quote, prophets do all the time. And that doesn't help anybody, because a vague sense something might happen is not a prophecy, nor is it evidence before the fact, else we would be doing pre-crime screenings with that shit.
Doesn't help that certain retard streamers like Mizkif have completely obliterated my reputation for the past 4 years. And day after day, I have to unshovel the shit that's been put on me due to streamers like that, where people have a harder time listening and paying attention to the very clear warnings that I give people, because I'm a very careful individual. And
now we probably should give a little context for Mizkif here. So Emiru is also accusing Mizkif of sexual assault, abuse, stalking, harassment, threats. She spoke about this days after she was assaulted by a fan at TwitchCon. Emiru said she stayed silent for a year, but now she feels she must speak for her safety. Fans online are reacting strongly and asking Twitch to ban Mizkif from the platform. Emiru shared her story on a Kick live stream on Saturday. She said Mizkif tried to contact people close to her and warned them that he would destroy her if she ever spoke out about him. Okay, that would just be blackmail. That's fucking awful. Emiru also described in a past private moment with Mizkif, she said that they had not talked in a while and he started kissing her. She said she allowed it at first, but then he tried to climb on top of her. She said that she screamed and he quickly stopped and left. She said that he has spent the last year cutting him off and trying to move forward quietly. She then showed screenshots of messages where he kept reaching out even after she blocked him. In the same live stream, she also spoke again about her TwitchCon assault. A man broke past security lines during the meet and greet and grabbed her face to force a kiss. Her personal security stopped him, but Twitch staff did not act fast. Emiru said Twitch gave the wrong version of the event and did not protect her properly. She said that she plans to press charges against the man. Good. Fucking good that you are pressing charges against him, because that is sexual assault. That is fucking horrible. And Twitch staff needs to be held accountable as well for not providing adequate safety. Emiru said that she's been trying to stay silent about it, but she explained that she did not want to speak publicly, now feels much more that she has to because she no longer feels safe. She said the TwitchCon assault and Mizkif's past behavior together made her realize that staying silent was not protecting her at any cost. She said she finally chose to speak up due to fear, repeated danger, and emotional pressure. Okay, so I will say from my perspective, I do not know anything about Emiru. I do not know anything about Mizkif. They are people who are very far outside of my periphery, so I can't make any judgment there because I don't have anything to go off of other than what has been said. And that's not enough for me to make a judgment call, other than if what she's saying about Mizkif is true, dude seems to be a bit of a scumbag. And on top of that, Twitch did not do what they needed to do to protect her, period. Back to Tectone.
I've made a couple mistakes in my life, but I really try to absorb all the information from every angle, especially when it comes to safety and security. Sorry if I'm a little bit different right now. I am violently shaking with anger, and I'm trying to not yell.
You know, it's okay for men to show other emotions besides anger. Like, righteous indignation is perfectly okay. You can lean in that route, my guy.
If you're a streamer, if you're a viewer, leave TwitchCon now. Get out. This happened within the first 3 hours. You are not safe there. You're just not. You're not. This needs to be the last TwitchCon that ever happens. They need to shut this shit down, and to be honest, I think they should absolutely get sued for not being able to ensure the safety of the streamers when they say, hey, come meet this streamer right here. Because you want to know why it's so bad, guys? You want to know the worst part? Emiru had a security guard 2 years ago that attended TwitchCon, where another fan was attempting to sexually assault her, and the security guard stopped him. But because Twitch official head staff didn't agree with the way that he stopped him, which by the way was just him putting his hands on him and making it to where he couldn't leave while the police arrived, they permanently banned him from ever being a part of TwitchCon again. So the security guard that did their job to make sure that Emmy was safe was banned, meaning the fault of this lies entirely on Dan Clancy's head and Twitch's head. I want to speak directly to Dan right now. You are a fucking buffoon. You are a moron. You can't moderate your own site. You think that you can moderate a live event? The security around there is a joke. I want to remind you, NMP and Wake Wilder were also sexually assaulted by a fan last year. You were letting streamers run amok, push other streamers into fucking moving trains. And you did nothing.
Real talk, though, moving trains. I have to wonder exactly how much power Twitch has in that regard. So, like, as an example, there's a train that runs through the lower area of the hotel that MagicCon was held in. There's train tracks that run under there. And there's a giant parking nexus down there. It's like giant parking nexus, train tracks right next to them. It is a pretty big complex. If somebody were to push somebody into a train under there, they would technically be at MagicCon. Would that be Wizards of the Coast's fault? I've also not heard of this. So what, like a TwitchCon moving train? Let's see here. Are we talking about this? Train in front of TwitchCon almost claims its first victims.
I think, did you go eat with
No. What? What's up? What just happened?
They're coming back, dude.
Why?
We just had a moment.
Oh no! I'm gonna be late.
I think, did you go eat with
No. What?
That can't be what you're talking about. At
TwitchCon 2024 in San Diego, an alarming incident took place between two Kick streamers, Shuvy and Turbsky1. While TwitchCon is usually a celebration of the streaming community, this event was overshadowed by a dangerous confrontation. On September 20th, Shuvy was live streaming on Kick when he got into an argument with another streamer, Turbsky1, outside the convention venue. As Shuvy walked away with his back turned, Turbsky1 suddenly pushed him into a moving train. Shocked, Shuvy quickly turned around and yelled, "What the F, bro?" Turbsky1, showing no regret, responded angrily with, "Get thee out of here." The two exchanged harsh words, but eventually went their separate ways. This push could have caused serious harm, or even death, because of how close they were to the moving train. After the incident, Shuvi spoke to the police and filed a report, stating that he wanted to press charges against Turbsky-1. He explained that the attack stemmed from an argument a few weeks earlier with one of Turbsky-1's friends.
Okay.
According to Shuvi, the group came up to him, taunting him and saying, "Why aren't you so tough now?" He also claimed that Turbsky-1 took his phone and pushed him several times before shoving him towards the train. Following this, Shuvi took to social media to vent his frustration. On his Twitter X account, he called out Turbsky-1, suggesting that he could now face serious charges, possibly even attempted murder, while Shuvi himself remained calm. He wrote, "Goofy idiot, now they got your ass on attempted murder and I'm out here chilling." He also said that he had learned not to get banned over such incidents, and mocked the idea of laughing at Turbsky-1 being locked up. The whole incident was filmed by another Kick streamer, DBR666, who has also been causing trouble at TwitchCon. DBR666 has harassed multiple creators at the event, including a popular Twitch streamer, XQC. In one incident, XQC was seen running away from DBR666 after he made inappropriate comments, calling him a F weirdo. In addition to this, DBR666 has also been accused of sexual assault. He allegedly inappropriately touched another streamer, Nemplol, during a live broadcast, adding to the controversies surrounding his behavior at the convention. Overall, what should have been a fun and community-driven event like TwitchCon turned into a troubling display of toxic behavior and violence. Shuvi's close call with the train and the legal consequences facing Turbsky-1 show how quickly things can escalate in the world of live streaming, while DBR66...
I love how the first comment here is all the shitheads from TwitchCon were black and brown, just saying. Okay. Interesting. Definitely an opinion to have. But also, just out of curiosity, looking at that, what power does Twitch have there? What actual power does Twitch have there other than, like, getting those people off their platforms and kicking them out of the event?
The idea of one of my viewers getting hurt because you won't just admit your incompetence drives me fucking insane. You run defense and actively promote Hassan, a terrorist.
Wait, this is about Hassan, actually? So, like, okay, full disclosure, when K-Fox sent me this, she noted that he turns it to be about Hassan. But I was not expecting that pivot. I still was not expecting that fucking pivot.
Supporter. A guy who has encouraged his viewers to kill people in the streets. Twitch, I'm not sure if you're even...
When did Hassan encourage people to kill people in the streets? When did he do that? Hold on. Viewers to kill? Let me see here. Where has he said to do that? I'm seeing stuff on NPR about him being edgy about Charlie Kirk, but I'm not seeing anywhere where he said those things.
Aware of this, but he's currently dog whistling for his audience to kill me right now.
Is he?
And you're doing nothing. Now, I would like to make it very clear, I'm not afraid. I can deal with whatever comes my way. I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about other people. Because you're allowing this to continue, this behavior to continue. You pick and choose favorites for who you want to ban or unban. Let us not forget I got banned for 2 weeks for calling Froba the fat fuck retard fat. I got banned for 2 weeks for Denims, the person who believes that intellect is sexually transmitted by how many dudes she sucks the dick of.
When did she say
got banned
that?
For 2 weeks for calling her a whore. And these people...
You got banned for being a fucking asshole. Or you got banned for a couple weeks for being an asshole. Yeah, you called a bigger not bigger, I think she's actually smaller than Tectone, but another female streamer a whore, and you got banned from the platform for that because that is not something that company wants to promote. How do you not understand that? Also, let's see if he actually provides any evidence of that, because here's his tweet. Hassan, you dog whistle for your viewers to kill me constantly. You even did it again this week. Your hands are not clean. Where does he provide any evidence of that, or like, does he provide any evidence of that? I don't see any. What? Do you hold on. So this was October 18th. So surely around the time of October 18th, Tectone would have provided some evidence of that, right? Let's see here. We'll look at every post from October 18th and see if he actually did. Let's see here. Because he seems to mostly be talking about the fucking dog incident. Although he does say one thing here, go to the gym, best decision you can make. I agree with that. Go to the fucking gym. Go to the gym. Is good fucking time. That said, let's see here. Hassan, it's Asmongold, Destiny, and Tectone's fault. God, Hassan, you always talk about me. You're so obsessed. By the way, bro's dog left him because he's just not in the frame at that point. Let's see here. I'm going to explain to everybody very clearly why Twitch is objectively morally bankrupt. Emiru, sexual assaulter, got banned for 30 days. Her bodyguard who protect her got banned permanently. Twitch, have fun explaining that to Congress. So, okay, let's go ahead and talk about how that doesn't actually work. Emiru, sexual assaulter, gets banned on Twitch, the platform, for 30 days. Her bodyguard gets banned from Twitch, the convention, permanently. That does not mean that these were good things. I think that the sexual assaulter should have been banned permanently, but you understand that those are different things, right? Like, you get that. At least I hope. Twitch, have fun explaining that to Congress. Aiden Ross was banned indefinitely for his chat displaying hateful conduct. Emiru, sexual assaulter, was banned for 30 days. I really want you to process this. Again, this I agree with, because these are within the same purview. These are within the same purview. But I'm still trying to find where Tectone has... Hold on, let's see here. No? Where's the dog whistling that you got, like, threatened to be killed? Hassan is currently bringing his dog to a chaotic, unsafe environment. An active protest. Guys, what do we do? Tectone, have you ever been to a fucking protest? They're generally safe environments. I've never been to a protest where things have gone fucking sideways. It's not saying they can't happen, but like, my guy, do you go outside other than the fucking gym? Anyway, let's see here. Hassan has the worst community on any platform. The great news is he's starting to wake up to the misery he feels communicating with them, and soon the very same monster he created will soon cannibalize him once he stops pandering to their radical agenda. This is Dr. K revealing that a number of content creators he's worked with have told him they're really scared of Hassan's community, handful of communities that they're scared of, and Hassan's one of them. I mean, Hassan has a large community. I can see being scared of that. There's
a lot of pent-up stuff, I think, that's specifically towards Hassan. So I know, for example, that... And I'm not saying this is true or not true. I'm just saying that with the creators that I've worked with, one of the things that there are a handful of communities that they're really scared of, and Hassan's is one of them. I'm not saying that that's justified or not justified. I'm not saying it's true or not true, but just for whatever reason, right? And when people say, I'll ask them like, why, right? What concerns you about? And I think it has something to do with his size, his rigidity, and the tribalism of his community, right? There's an us versus them.
Okay, I can definitely see that as being a problem. Hassan not being able to change his opinion on things, which I don't know enough about Hassan to verify one way or another, personally. Hassan's general size, he's a huge streamer. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Do you have any of their evidence yet? Do you have any of that evidence yet? Twitch's response to the Emiru incident. I need to remind everyone of something important that's happened to Emiru, fucking Emiru. The largest female streamer on the planet, generating Twitch millions of dollars every month. Her public meet and greet had a defense force of one fucking guy that couldn't even do this. Okay, again, I agree with your take on TwitchCon's lack of security for Emiru. I agree on that. But I'm trying to find... Let's see here. For anyone going to TwitchCon this year with the current climate of the world, if Twitch can't even moderate their own website, why do you think they can moderate an IRL event where documented attempted murders and sexual harassments happen with no one suffering real consequences? Please proceed with caution, guys. To me and many others, it's really just not worth the risk anymore. I can kind of see that. The mechanics of moderating a website are different than the mechanics of moderating a convention, but I can kind of see where you're coming from a little bit. It's kind of apples and oranges. Suris, what do you think about Omni Video? I don't know what the fuck Omni Video is, so I'm just gonna stop reading. I did my take on the shot caller situation. I don't care past that point. I think focusing on it is silly. I think it is a thing that people want to focus on because it is easier to focus on individual streamers doing things they individually find problematic than it is to actually do anything that fixes anything in the fucking world. Said Omni is a YouTuber? Okay, cool. I assumed so when you said Omni Video, but that doesn't tell me anything. I haven't seen the video, I don't know the opinion, and quite frankly, I don't care. Because, like, okay, at the end of the day, how Hassan treats his dog is one thing. Is a thing that I'm largely ambivalent to, versus Tectone, who actively treats a friend of mine like a pedophile, and a person who needs to be fucking in jail. That would be Nyara. This part matters to me because a person that I know and am friends with is directly affected by this individual. The Hassan dog situation, one way or another, I've given my fucking opinion on. I've also gone and found the opinion of a professional dog trainer on the situation as well, because I, like most everybody else, lacks the expertise. So thankfully, my editor found me somebody who has the expertise. Taji says some water is needed. Thank you very much. Okay. Please show support for Emiru. Right. Hassan crosses out and black pills on everything. I hate the left. I hate liberalism. My life. I hate streaming. Socialism. You did it. I'm black pilled. Nothing will ever get better. Is that his real opinion, or is that just a short crash out on stream? Because I've done shit like this before on my stream because I think it's funny. They'll call you a Nazi bigot that deserves death if you continue to live like 99% of the population lived 8 years ago. I'm still not seeing any evidence at all that he's said that you need to die. Is this because I don't like kids? Ah, yes, you calling my friend Nyara a pedophile once more. Classic Tectone. Classic Tectone. Okay. I don't see the evidence there. I really feel like if you are going to say that another creator has argued that you should die, you should at the very least have a clip of it available when you make the claim. Now, if somebody can find that clip and show me that I'm wrong, then I am more than willing to be wrong. I am more than willing to be incorrect, but I'm just not seeing any of that. I'm just not seeing any of that. And it's wild to me that there was a fucking pivot to Hassan in the first place. Jesus Christ. Okay. We're done with this. We're done. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.